In the annals of British history, the question of royal inbreeding has always been a topic of curiosity and, at times, controversy. King Charles, a figure known for his place in the intricate web of royal lineage, has not escaped scrutiny in this regard. While the general knowledge that he's inbred is widespread, the true depth of his inbreeding remains largely undisclosed to the public. Theoretical foundations. King Charles' genetic legacy requires navigating the maze of the consanguinity coefficient, a term that might sound cryptic to many. At its essence, this coefficient becomes the compass guiding us through the landscape of inbreeding, assigning a numerical value between 0 and 1 to quantify the degree of genetic closeness. The scale is a spectrum where 0 denotes the least inbreeding, while 1 marks the unattainable extreme, attempting to have a child with oneself, which is only achievable in fiction. The theoretical groundwork laid by the consanguinity coefficient sets the stage for unraveling the complexities of King Charles' genetic inheritance. It transcends the simplicity of direct relationships, delving into the labyrinthine connections woven through the tapestry of ancestors. The scope expands beyond individual unions, encapsulating the cumulative effects of generations interwoven into a genetic dance across time. Genealogy unveiled. King Charles' inbreeding leads us into a labyrinth of genealogy, a journey through a sprawling family tree that extends its roots back to the iconic William the Conqueror in 1066. While tracing the direct lineage is a formidable task, the real challenge lies in peeling back the layers to reveal the inbreeding practices embedded in the history of his forebearers. In this genetic portrait, a pivotal figure emerges: King Edward VII, notorious for his inbred status resulting from the first cousin marriage of his parents, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. The consanguinity coefficient becomes our compass once again, a crucial starting point in understanding the genetic intricacies that have cascaded through subsequent generations. However, the plot thickens with the introduction of Danish Princess Alexandra into the narrative. Alexandra, distantly related to King Edward VII, introduces a mitigating factor that adds nuance to the inbreeding equation. Her consanguinity coefficient, a measure of her genetic closeness, becomes a brushstroke on the canvas of subsequent generations. The interplay of these coefficients paints a dynamic picture of genetic relationships, where the impact of each union reverberates through the branches of the family tree. Beyond the numerical dance of coefficients and genetic calculations, the exploration of King Charles's inbreeding invites us to reflect on the human tapestry that these numbers attempt to encapsulate. Each coefficient represents not just a mathematical value, but a reflection of historical unions, societal norms, and the intricate choices made within royal circles. The historical journey into genealogy unveils not just a series of names and dates, but a narrative of interwoven lives, love, and the complexities of familial bonds. It lays bare the challenge faced by those navigating the delicate balance between tradition and genetic health. King Charles' genetic legacy becomes more than a numerical percentage. It becomes a story etched in the DNA of generations, carrying the echoes of past decisions and their enduring consequences. Scientific calculation. The scientific journey to determine King Charles' inbreeding level is akin to unraveling a genetic tapestry woven across centuries of royal history. It goes beyond a mere numerical exercise, delving into the intricate consequences of historical unions within the esteemed lineage. George V, the son of Edward VII, becomes a pivotal figure in this genetic exploration. His marriage to German Princess Mary of Teck introduces a nuanced layer, highlighting the complexities inherent in royal intermarriage. What sets this union apart is the distant relationship between George V and Mary of Teck, resulting in a consanguinity coefficient that defies typical royal standards. This anomaly adds a unique facet to the broader understanding of the inbreeding dynamics within the royal bloodline. The narrative unfolds, progressing through subsequent generations to the union of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. While individually not inbred, their marriage introduces complexities rooted in their shared royal ancestry. Philip's lineage, under scrutiny, reveals instances of inbreeding through multiple lines, adding a layer of intricacy to the comprehensive inbreeding assessment. In this intricate tapestry of genetic exploration, the threads of royal lineage weave through generations, offering glimpses into the historical choices that shaped the bloodline. The calculation employed is far from simplistic, encompassing not only the consideration of direct ancestors, but also factoring in various relationships, spanning from second cousins to third cousins, and even further removed connections. What emerges from this meticulous analysis is a revelation. King Charles' inbreeding level cannot be confined to a single, definitive percentage. It exists on a spectrum, intricately influenced by the interplay of relationships within his extensive family tree. The approach takes into account a base value, a midpoint derived from the inbreeding levels of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. Yet the intricacies embedded in their shared ancestry, marked by second and third cousin relationships, introduce additional percentages to King Charles' inbreeding coefficient. This nuanced understanding challenges the simplicity of a singular numerical representation. Instead, it underscores the complex nature of royal intermarriage, where each relationship, no matter how distant, contributes to the genetic legacy passed down through the generations. Now, if you're liking our video so far, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Historical context. To contextualize the prevalence of inbreeding in royal families, a glimpse into historical practices is essential. Royalty, whether in ancient times or the modern era, often engaged in strategic marriages within their social strata. The selection of consorts, whether queens or princes, traditionally favored individuals from royalty or aristocracy. Even in more recent times, the late Princess Diana, while not born into royalty, was a distant cousin to King Charles. The marriage of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, both with noble lineage, exemplifies the continuation of this tradition. Despite being related through various lines, their union was deemed acceptable within the context of royal norms. Similarly, the current queen consort, Camilla, shares a discrete familial connection with King Charles. While Charles III's lineage reflects a degree of interbreeding, it pales in comparison to historical cases of extreme consanguinity epitomized by figures such as Charles II of Spain. Charles II's reign marked a pinnacle of inbreeding within the Spanish Habsburg family, with devastating consequences for both the monarch and the dynasty. His genetic makeup, characterized by severe physical and mental disabilities, serves as a cautionary tale against the perils of unchecked inbreeding. His lineage, riddled with overlapping familial connections and limited genetic diversity, stands in stark contrast to the relatively mild inbreeding observed in Charles III's ancestry. The comparison between Charles III and Charles II underscores the importance of genetic diversity in maintaining the health and vitality of royal bloodlines. Inbreeding, whether intentional or a consequence of limited aristocratic choices, has tangible effects on the health and well-being of individuals within the lineage. Historical examples such as Charles II of Spain serve as a cautionary tale. Charles II's consanguinity coefficient reached 0.25, a result of the inbreeding among his ancestors. The genetic consequences manifested in physical and mental health issues, highlighting the risks associated with sustained inbreeding. The question of inbreeding, while intriguing, prompts contemplation on the evolving norms within royal families and the responsibility associated with preserving genetic health for future generations. So what are your thoughts on all of this? Let us know in the comments section down below and make sure to like the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.